All right, well, kind of Throwback Thursday. It's gonna be a quick day. Probably doing a half day, not a full day of Thursday, just a half day, based on what we're dealing with here. I'm gonna hold it up here so you can see, and in case that don't work, and I did take some pictures. Little girl's not doing too hot. Big thanks to Eric's son for sending this out. It looked like this when he sent it, so he knew what was gonna happen. But this thing should be fun for a handful of swings. So we're gonna see what we get here with this OG Miken Freak, son.
That's out beating the heat with my guy Quentin this morning here. Out nice and early, 7:30 a.m. on a Sunday, just under 80 degrees. Hitting nothing but hard stuff because this is OG stuff, right? This is Throwback Thursday, old Miken stuff. That's all they had was 44s back then. 52 300s weren't even a thing. So we're hitting a bag of nothing but hard stuff. Evil BP Rockets, Deadly Thunder Z and Pro M's, Evil Classic M's. And just real quick, if you want to laugh, here's this thing on the compression tester, and I did convert it to U-Trip just to make it a little bit more relatable for the people that are familiar with U-Trip numbers. This thing is a bazooka. Who knows how many swings it's got on it, but Eric sent this to us, and he said when he sent it, hey, you know, this thing is got some swings on it. Well, I got it out of the box, and I looked at it, and I thought, oh, man, this thing is not going to survive. I thought maybe we'd get, like, you know, 10 or 20 swings out of it, and it would blow, and the swings that we did get out of it would be mediocre, but I'm not going to lie. I was extremely surprised to see this thing actually survived, and the cracks didn't get any worse. I was kind of blown away by that. Either we're a bunch of punks, which is definitely a good possibility, or these things are just really that durable that they just don't give up. And for those that are curious, do remember what batches of what were the Freaks, because they did make 3 different batches of these. The first batches were by far the best, from what I do remember. This is a second batch. While it does have the 4 series serial number, it has the M end cap. It doesn't have the official softball underneath the Freak logo, model numbers, MSF, all the good stuff. I remember seeing these OG Freaks getting passed around when I first started playing. That was kind of at their height of things, you might say, but never had a chance to swing one until years later. And probably the one thing that drove me nuts with it, and it's driving me nuts again here, is the loading. And it was just kind of a weird feel. It felt like all of the weight was from the basically where the taper started down into the hands. I did struggle a little bit with this thing, but I was actually surprised at how much content I was able to get of my swings out of it. But it got so bad at one point that I even gave up on the overlap grip and started just baseball gripping this thing. But I'm going to tell you something. My downfalls of performance was nothing to do with the performance of this bat, because this thing was a ton of fun. I think, honestly, I might have just been over swinging, knowing what it was capable of, especially after seeing it on the tester and seeing some balls come off of it. It's like you're just trying to hit every one of them into the next county. A little bit of a cool morning, hitting hard balls, you know, all the usual stuff that will just make a person absolutely melt down for a round of BP. Pretty much add it all together here, and that's what you got out of me, which is why I ditched the overlap grip probably the second time in about 5 years. But nice little trip down memory lane here. Throwback Thursday action for you. Still on the grind. The goal for the month is 20 videos. We're well on our way. Got another Throwback Thursday coming next week as well. Let's stay on the grind here, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the content for the month of July. I can't promise we're going to keep this up past the month of July, but it's been a lot of fun so far. It's kind of a challenge to keep the content coming. So I hope you do enjoy the grind that we've been on to get this stuff done for you guys. Big thanks to Quentin for coming out and meeting me at the butt crack of dawn on a Sunday morning. Thanks to Eric for sending this thing out to us. Thanks to you guys for stopping in and checking it out. Swing hard in case you hit it. BP here. Catch you next time.
Oh, okay. That sounded different. Yeah, Dad.
That's dumb.
Slightly, because I was like, oh, I got him on his front foot. Yeah.
Nah, you didn't.